We travel to Gippsland as Southeast Melbourne Phoenix play host to Illawarra. Now the Phoenix, they'll be looking for a big bounce-back game on the back of that throwdown where they're absolutely hammered by the crosstown rivals Melbourne United. As for the Hawks, they're up and about. New coach Justin Tatum's got this squad going quite nicely, so I think they can keep this game close. But ultimately, when it comes to our sports bet same-game multi, we'll take the Phoenix to win 1-10, Alan Williams, big source to go big, and Tyler Harvey to hit 3 or more three-pointers. Enjoy the game, the Hawks and the Phoenix.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The Hungry Jacks NBL is back in country Victoria as the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix take things to Traralgon against the Illawarra Hawks to kick off the NBL's 12 games of Christmas. The Phoenix are 2-0 in this venue. They're looking to bounce back after being obliterated by Melbourne on Thursday, while the Hawks are 2-1 under interim coach Justin Tatum and striving for their 5th win of the campaign in front of plenty of Gippslanders who have rolled in for this afternoon's game. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Joel Peterson, Damon Lowry, Pete Hawley, Nerily Meadows with you. Maybe the Hawks can smell an upset, Damon, as we take a look at our Mitsubishi Motors ladder.
Yeah, that Mitsubishi Motors ladder is tighter than my pink sweet shirt from Men's Club. Hey, this game's got implications. Make no mistakes about it. Justin Tatum has got the Hawks up and about, flying high, and I would expect them to come out full of energy and to replicate what they've been doing for the last couple of rounds.
Well, their confidence would have got boosted with the late news about Mitch Creek, so the star for the Phoenix is out of this one, and this was against the throwdown, the left knee. You can see him grabbing it there. It happened a couple of minutes before that, and I think he was just trying to finish out the game because, as you said, Joel, it was a really tough night at the office for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He is no longer in this one, which is going to make their job even harder, but the good news is that their star recruit is in. He's going to play his first game. Yeah,
Abdul Nader, we will see him tonight. Of course, 5 seasons in the NBA, more than 220 games. He arrived in Melbourne earlier this week. He is suiting up tonight, and he spoke to Nerily Meadows pre-game about his journey to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Can you give us a little bit of an insight to your story and what you've been through emotionally, physically in the last couple of years to get back to this point?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. You know, I've been out for almost 2 years now. The last game I think I played was in 2021 of the end of November. So, yeah, a little bit over 2 years now since I played a game. And I had a cartilage replacement surgery. I don't know how many people are familiar with that at home, but it's very extensive and a very grueling and habitual process. I couldn't walk for like 6 months. I had to be on crutches, rebuilding, learning how to walk, run, jump all over again. And, you know, the love for the game is the only thing that really kept me going. There was times where I thought I might never play again. So I just kept going, and so here I am.
So it's a great story. We'll see and hear more from Abdul Nader as the game goes on. Mike Kelly will be pleased to have him in the lineup, Damon, but he needs a response from his group.
Absolutely. He needs some bodies on the floor. Abdul Nader, what a comeback story. Everybody loves a comeback. And yes, the Phoenix got absolutely belted by their big brothers the other day, so they need to come out and respond.
Now, one key part of that will be Gary Brown. He did plenty on Thursday night, Pete. Damon's man. He always gets excited when Gary Brown comes into the conversation, but he'll need to step it up again tonight.
Yeah, he will. Again, we talk about it, no Mitch Creek. It's going to come down to a lot of Gary Brown and Alan Williams. And look, he tried his best, and when you're hounded all night by Shea Illy, Flynn Cameron, Matthew Dellavedova, it's always going to be a tough ask. And he did as much as he could. The ball was in his hands an awful lot. It's going to probably have to be in his hands even more so tonight without Mitch Creek. And can he do enough? Can Alan Williams do enough in the role player step up? Because it is a tough ask.
And there is Justin Tatum addressing his group. So 2-1 since he took over from Jacob Jackomas as Illawarra coach. It seems like months ago that Jacob Jackomas was ousted because Illawarra have had 6 consecutive single headers. It was only 3 weeks ago. He's done a good job. He's got the group playing for him. We also heard from him pre-game with Nerily.
As a coach, what's been the main thing that you've wanted to focus on to get right?
Just to find a way to compete day in and day out, to get from the bottom of the ladder to get into the middle to get to the top. So I think we've been working on that every day and doing practice, and some of it has been showing through the games. Confidence is through the roof right now. Our practice has been great since then, or even before then. The replication is going to be tough because it's a different type of mindset of a team. They're more inside than guard-oriented, so we just had to prepare for that. But I think our guys are excited for the challenge.
challenge this afternoon. Sam Froling coming off a big game against the Perth Wildcats, Pete. They'd love another performance like that.
Yeah, they would. And again, when he's playing with confidence, he's just a different type of player. And the Hawks seem to really get up and about when they feed him early. Alan Williams had his trouble trying to stay in front of Joe Luala-Chul the last 2 throwdowns, and hopefully Sam Froling's seen something similar and said, I need the ball in the high post, let me put it on the floor and try and get downhill and maybe get some fouls on the big fella.
Let's take a look at our starting fives. Reece Vague is in there instead of Mitch Creek, Damon.
Yeah, Reece Vague came in late in, I guess you could call it garbage time a little bit, but he dropped a couple threes late. He can shoot the ball. He's got some size about him, so they're going to need him to contribute massively on the scoreboard.
And Justin Tatum's had a pretty settled Illawarra lineup in his tenure.
Yeah, he has. Again, we talk about Sam Froling as one of their focal points, but Garrett Clark's the other. Justin Robinson, Tyler Harvey, their numbers are down. But the way that the substitutions are flying in and out, their new defense, they're getting out and running. And look, this team, it's only been 3 games, but they're having fun out there.
Their fans are having fun watching the Hawks go about at the moment. They're 4-8 on the season, the Hawks. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix above 500 at 8-7. As the NBL returns to country Victoria, tip-off in Traralgon. And it's the Hawks who control the tip and will get us started. Opening of the 12 games of Christmas, 11 days of jam-packed NBL action, and there's a start for the Hawks with Gary Clark going upstairs.
And it's the little things. Tyler Harvey, he comes up and sets a nice back pick for Gary Clark to get the lob. These are the other things that Tyler Harvey can do other than just shoot the ball. He's just playing a more all-around game.
Main drop back. Some unique matchups here. You've got Justin Robinson guarding Reece Vague.
Williams outside, wants to go straight at Froling. Gets to his right hand.
It's going to feel good. Alan Williams started 0-5 the other night in the throwdown, and then really didn't go in the paint a whole lot after that. As we said, Garrett Brown's going to have a big game. Needs to have a big game, but so is Alan Williams for the Phoenix.
Harvey from way downtown. Williams keeps that one alive. Ben Hare will bring it up the court for the Phoenix. Beaten by 28 on Thursday night in a throwdown beatdown at the hands of Melbourne United. Loose ball, the scrimmage is there. Lani Swakala-Bullock mucking things up. Robinson comes back the other way. Able to absorb some contact. And the nice move as well. Swakala-Bullock getting inside.
I don't know if this is the pace that the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix want to play at. Up and down, they're short on bodies. The Hawks might want to they had the game on a Thursday night, so the Hawks might want to just up this tempo.
Ben Hare will get a call outside. Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman replay right off the tip.
They've run that play twice in a row now. The second one got a wide open 3, but it's a beautiful set. Garrett Clark, easy finish, great pass as well. And that's the first play of the game. And when Justin Tatum first took over, his first press conference said, I want to have fun. I want the team to have fun. And just by setting that play up, you can see this team's smiling right now. They're enjoying playing with each other.
And why not the way that they're going? Of course, no Mitch Creek for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. As we know, Nerily Meadows, you've got an update on the Southeast Star.
Yeah, I've spoken to the medical staff of Phoenix, and it's mixed news. It's his right knee that's the issue. Serious injury has been ruled out, but he'll miss 10 days to 2 weeks. It's the medial ligament strain and a bit of bone bruising as well. So looking at the schedule, realistically, he's looking at missing at least 3 games, including this one, and of course, Christmas Day as well, which is a real sad news for the NBL and for the Phoenix. It's touch and go for Brisbane December 30. So just repeating, Mitch Creek to miss 10 days to 14 days.
That's tough. The Phoenix gonna have to find a way to get some wins while Mitch is out. He's averaging 19 and 6. Everybody's gonna have to pitch in.
They are. Gary Clark can't hit the turnaround. Matt Kenyon back the other way, who's going to have an important defensive role in this contest. Of course, no Craig Moller, no Will Cummings, as we know now, for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and no Mitch Creek. Gary Brown making a move, stepping back. He can light it up like few others can. Kenyon recycles the possession for the Phoenix. 7 on the shot clock. Williams can't hit. Froling pulls it down. You won't see the shot clock in the ticker in the usual way you would among our graphics this afternoon, but you can see it at the top of the scoreboard at all times.
Good job by Justin Robinson pushing the ball in transition. Early in the season, I felt that he was putting himself in some bad spots, sometimes pushing him maybe when he shouldn't. As we look at the Harvey Norman replay right here, he's coming down off of a miss. This is different. Defense isn't set. He can really attack the basket now, get himself to the foul line. And as any little guard knows, if you can get yourself some early free throws, Pete, you get your confidence going.
Yeah, no, don't know that. I'm well over 6 foot. Thank you very much, Damon.
And not a point guard. My bad.
Oh, was.
Well, multiverse round is here, and your favourite Hungry Jacks NBL teams are repping some of the most iconic heroes ever seen. You can scan the QR code on the screen to get your hands on a multiverse jersey. Perth Wildcats ones, they were rocking last night, particularly easy on the eye, Pete.
It's always interesting to see. When you win a big game like that and the emotions are flying, do you put it away or do you just keep rocking with it? A lot of teams think, okay, worked once, let's roll it out there again. Okay, we win another one, let's roll it out there again. And all of a sudden you're in a championship series still rolling it out.
Do have a selection of the better jerseys in the competition. Williams clanks that one off the side of the backboard. So early lead to the Hawks. Foul going against Ben Air.
With the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, Pete, being offensively challenged, with Mitch's 19 points being not in the equation, how many shots does Sauce and Gary Brown need to take?
Oh, man,
25 each?
Well, you look at the top 10 current scorers. If you're looking at the season statistics for the Phoenix, 5 of their top 10 aren't there. Whether that's Tyler Cook or Will Cummings, who are no longer part of the team, but Craig Moller is injured. Mitch Creek's not there right now. As Swaka Bullock tees one up, that's no good. And then in the 10th spot was Daniel Johnson, who only played a couple of games. So their third leading scorer right now is Ben Air with 9.9 points per game. And their fourth leading scorer is Ruben Turangi with 6. So they need to find points. You talk about how many shots those two are going to have. They're going to have to find points from elsewhere. It's not just those two, but it's going to be guys like Ben Air. When Ruben Turangi checks in, he's going to have to be really confident and get some shots up and try and put some points on the board.
Cue me, Espanol. Gary Brown. El Phoenix necesita un gran juego de Gary Brown. I said to everybody listening that the Phoenix need a big game out of Gary Brown. Averaging 14 points a game. Sorry, 15 points. He needs 30-plus tonight, Pete. He's got to get the scoreboard taken over.
Well, one of their major two, either Williams or Gary Brown, is going to have to go 25-plus for sure. And the way the Hawks have been playing under Justin Tatum, they're going to rotate through bodies. They're going to be fresh, and everybody's going to get an opportunity.
Robinson gets that one to go. How'd you go with the translation there, by the way?
I had that ready to roll. I took a semester of Spanish in college. So I was ready to go with that. That's Spanish 101, Dave. Make it a bit harder next time.
All right. I had absolutely no idea, so clearly in the minority. Williams, beautiful cross-court pass. Froling ran straight into Swaka Bullock.
And those are the ones that, if you're Owen Foxwell, again, we talk about people having to step up, and everyone's leash is going to be a little longer in a game like this, right? When you're short-handed, they were on the other night, but as soon as that ball goes into Alan Williams, everyone is either moving or your feet are ready to catch and shoot, because they're going to look at Alan Williams, they're going to double team, get ready to catch and let that thing fly as Abdul Nader checks in for his first time. And let's see how many touches he can get. Well, he landed a couple of days ago, so he's been very eager to play, but we know that what his body will allow is different to probably how well he's feeling mentally.
Harvey sold Brown the wrong way there. Brown was running toward Morwell, and Harvey was popping back behind the three-point line. Williams banging bodies. Can't finish. Brown recycles the possession. Thought about the three, found its way to Williams somehow. 5 on the shot clock. That one's off.
Tough start for Alan Williams, I know. Again, we talk about how he's going to have to get a lot of shots up, but basically in the first 5 minutes of the last 2 games combined, so 10-minute span as Tyler Harvey, that's too easy. He's 1 of 12. He was 0-5 to start against United, and he's 1 of 7 to start in this one. They're 1 of 9 from the field, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
5 of 8, the Hawks at the other end. Joel Peterson, Damon Lowry, Pete Hooley, Nerily Meadows with you. And Williams goes in strong, gets it to go. He'll go to the line for the bonus.
Big Sauce said, and
he said
one.
He said, and.
He needs, this is what he needs right here. He spoke about it, getting deeper post catches. because his strength is just too, he can overpower everybody. Might have got away with a little bit of a chicken wing coming out, but now this is an and one, and he's got to stay aggressive. I don't care how many bunnies he's missed, Pete. He's got to stay aggressive, but good job by the Hawks in sending a double.
Well, that too, but the first thing you said was deeper post catches. So if you're the Phoenix, you can't just be rolling it into him without getting side to side. Get that side to side action and set some cross picks. Let him catch the ball as close to the basket as possible where he can use his strength and just go up. If he's catching it short post, mid post, anywhere he has to do it too much, they're going to send a double. He's going to have to try and get past a couple of guys, and then it's going to make the shot a lot harder.
Do you reckon you'd be pretty keen to respond from Thursday night's performance?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, the whole team would, but we know we hyped up the matchup, and he did. He was looking forward to a revenge opportunity. Not going to have the shot blocking presence that JLA brought in this one.
7 blocks.
Probably altered another 70.
It was a force on Thursday. It was Illawarra Chul. Far too much to handle for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. The Hawks giving them all they can handle at the start here as Harvey drains another one.
We got some matchup problems for the Phoenix. We got Owen Foxwell was on Gary Clark. We got Ben Air and trying to deal with Tyler. I mean, so this is the time now for Tyler to really unleash.
Nader found Tarangi in the corner. Foxwell through the lane.
3 seconds on Gak, just not going to get it again. Nader, so keen to get on the floor. As we're having a look at this Tyler Harvey 3. Just lost Owen Foxwell. It's these little things that your offense is going to need to click, and everyone's going to have to play confidently. But right now, you'd be going into this game thinking, no matter what happens, we've got to get enough stops to be able to compete in this game. If we're not ticking the scoreboard over, neither is Illawarra.
Harvey, Lee, Hickey, Clark and Peatling out there for the Hawks. Lee's jump shots off. Here the instruction from Justin Tatum. They didn't quite lock it up as he hoped. Here's Nader for 3.
I mean, just credit to Abdul Nader, just 2 years out. We heard what he said. He had to teach himself how to just about walk again. So he's coming out here going, what's going on in NBL? Like, where are we at on the ladder? What do I need to do? This is his first game back, and his team is shorthanded. So he's got the green light. Hope he doesn't have any minute restrictions on him.
Absolutely he will.
Nah, there's not enough bodies, Pete, for that.
He got off the plane into Traralgon.
Clark inside to Harvey, who gets one to go. Hawks up by 8. And Mike Kelly wants to chat about it.
Tyler picking those Gippsland cherries. Got him. Hey, I'm open. Good kick out by Gary Clark. And this is what the Phoenix can't let happen. You can't give up the cheap ones, like you say, Pete. You got to get some stops. You might have to junk up your defense, throw out some funky 1-3-1s, some boxing ones.
So a good start for the Hawks. An early snooze timeout for Southeast Melbourne. 18-10 earlier before the game. So Nerily Meadows caught up with Sam Froling to talk about the challenge of going up against Big Sauce.
How do you take on that battle to make sure you're on the right side of it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a massive energy guy. He's strong. You know, I got to match that part of his game, the physicality and the energy, and then also make him match me on our end. And it's going to be a fight all night. I have no doubt about that, but it's one I'm looking forward to, and it should be a good game.
You're going to encourage him to foul you, stick those hands in?
It might be part of the plan.
On the back of that, you look, Sam Froling has played the 5 minutes and is currently sitting down, but didn't take a field goal. And again, everybody knows, the Hawks know, every fan knows that's watching that, okay, this is going to go through Gary Brown and Alan Williams a lot. So how do you try and limit potentially them going off and beating you as a duo? Down the other end, okay, let's put the ball in Sam Froling's hands and try and get Alan Williams a couple of early fouls, and then it's going to change how aggressive he is going forward.
And Sauce did a good job. He played that 5 minutes. He's on the bench right now with 0 fouls.
2 of 12 start for the Phoenix. 0 of 2 from deep. They have got 6 of 6 to the line and 4 offensive rebounds, which is a positive.
So Hawks by 8. Nerily Meadows was listening into the Southeast Melbourne timeout.
Just listening into Mike Kelly, he's just telling his boys, Harvey's hot, you got to get back and know where he is. Offensively, you want some better ball movement. You asked the question about Abdul Nader and his minutes. I actually spoke to Mike Kelly before this game and asked him that very question. He said, look, we don't have any restrictions on him right now. We're just trying to work out as Tarangi hits a big three for Phoenix, which will help their cause down by 5 now. He said they just got to work out what we can get out of him at this early stage. He's only been in the country for 3 days. He's already hit regional Victoria, so we'll have to wait and see what he's got in store. And yesterday, he had his first session with the team, and of course, they were in recovery mode after loss to the throwdown.
Thanks, Nez. Plenty of people that spend lots of time in their lives and not get down to Traralgon. Only took Abdul Nader 3 days. Here's the 3 ball from Ruben Tarangi. Good to see him back in Phoenix colours.
Well, the Illawarra Hawks got to make sure that they do in a situation like this. You got a team that is severely depleted. They're playing, I think, with house money to Phoenix. You just can't relax. Ruben Tarangi, who might not have, I think he's averaging 5 points a game, 4 or 5 points a game. Everybody's going to look to be a little bit more aggressive. So in a situation like this, Gary Clark probably is getting subbed out for that reason. Gave up a corner 3. They need to be switched on because everybody's dangerous.
And as I said, that can be a silver lining to when you are depleted like that, because you've got role players who aren't necessarily high volume offensive threats who have to be. So it's kind of like, okay, well, if I miss a couple shots, normally I might get subbed out, but there's no opportunity for that now. They need to find points from everywhere, and especially that man right there. 7 points now for Alan Williams, 3 of 9 from the field.
2-man game between he and Tarangi was neat. At the other end, Mason Peatling, 7 of 7 from the free throw line so far this season after draining both of his. Frolling inside, gets his first shot up of the afternoon, but off the side of the backboard. Brown inside, seal from Williams, then a bit of contact.
I need to see a replay first.
Let's have a look. Yeah, good job by Sauce getting a deep catch, deep seal, and then Sam had him in the sleeper hole, but he didn't mean it. No unsportsmanlike, just a foul.
Maybe a bit of mayonnaise on both slices of bread.
I think there was a bit of extra sauce on that from Sauce.
Around his head. For me, it's excessive.
Okay, we'll have a look at it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so the referee's going to have a look. Chris Reid, Ruben Wilcock, Elliot Green, our refereeing trio.
You can hear them there. They say they're looking to see if it's a little excessive. But you're right. The deep catch was perfect, right? Because they put Sam Froling already behind the 8 ball there. So I think he was just trying to wrap him up the first. But there was nothing in the last part, I don't think. It's whether that first part is... So often we see it in the NBA where you try and hug a player or wrap him up, not let him go up. And you can do that in the NBA. You can't do it here. And maybe over the shoulder is exactly what Chris Reid wants to look at.
That's a ticky-tack foul for Draymond Green.
With the hold on the arm, and then there's a follow through with his arm coming down around the head.
Then Sauce threw himself to the ground.
Secondary contact is worthy of an upgrade.
So that's what they're looking at. You just heard it there. There's obviously that first hole, which we all saw. And they're looking at that secondary contact, if that's worthy of an upgrade.
Yes.
So Williams and Froling into it.
It's 2 distinct movements, isn't it? That's the foul.
Upgrade, unsportsmanlike foul.
It's going to be upgraded. So the first round goes the way of Alan Williams in this fight.
Fair enough. Sam's going to have to do his defensive work earlier, knowing that Sauce is trying to run to the front of the rim like that. He can't just sit there and wait.
And Sam Froling was keen to get Alan Williams in foul trouble, but now Froling's got 2 of his own.
I know they're looking at the second movement, but again, I thought that first one, anytime you try and just hug and not let them go up, which is exactly what Froling was doing, that's normally what gets upgraded these days. Anyway, anytime you get that sort of hug, it looks like an unsportsmanlike, and especially over the shoulders.
So Brown, Williams there, Tarangi and Kenyon out there for the Phoenix. And no hesitation on the 3, and he'll go to the line to add 1.
3 points count.
Heavy dose of pick and roll. Gary Brown. A.J. Johnson's checked into the game a little while ago. He got caught peeking out of the corner. And then a bad closeout, bad contest. for the N1 for Benier.
These are the games that Benier lives for. Remember that short-handed Cairns team that basically got him this contract, and he was unbelievable in John Cain Arena. When they're short-handed and he can come out there with the ultimate green light.
Shooting better than 50% on the season from three. Brown trying to go behind the back, keeps it alive, flings it to Tarangi. Now back to Brown. Got the match up with Peatling. You'll like the look of that. Sizes him up. Puts the moves on. Fakes him out of his shoes. Can't connect on the three, but Tarangi's there with the hustle play, and he got hit.
That's going to be a second foul on AJ Johnson. Good effort from Ruben Tarangi on the glass. It's been a really good impact in this first quarter from guys like Benier, Ruben Tarangi. Just coming in and lifting ever so slightly. A little bit more production from them.
It's exactly what they needed with Creek out, isn't it?
No doubt.
There's little things like this in the development of the next stars. You got to remember guys at 18, 19, 20 years old, haven't played a whole lot of basketball. Just little things like that, getting yourself caught in a bad spot. And grown men tend to make you pay sometimes, so AJ's got to learn from that.
9-0 run, make it a 10-0 run now for the Phoenix. So, a good way to start this, end this opening term. Saturday afternoon hoops in Traralgon, first leg of a doubleheader. Melbourne and Adelaide coming later tonight as Robinson banks that one home. Gary Brown got hit on a vicious screen.
Big terror screen. Half court.
Mike Kelly didn't like it. Thought there's a bit of movement from Lockie Olbrich setting the screen. And Kenyon tosses that one away. Harvey's had a hot start to the game.
That's a
you
layup.
can't leave Lee open. That time he doesn't convert.
Now, two good looks. Now shoots 46% from deep. The two wide open looks.
1 point ball game as Brown kicks that one away. It's going to stay a Southeast Melbourne ball. There's Gary Brown hitting the deck.
Yeah, Sauce might want to let him know next time.
Absolutely, they need Gary Brown out there. Screen from Olbrich.
When you think about minutes played tonight, again, Sauce not in foul trouble, doing a great job. Gary Brown already had a very miniature rest of his first quarter. These guys got to go Bryce Cotton style, 38 minutes easy.
Here is Gary Brown stepping through and getting fouled.
Play again next Friday against Cairns before they head off to Tasmania for the Christmas Day game. One of two, should I say, as we start the 12 days Christmas. Just admiring the little green and red we have down the bottom.
Makes me feel like a candy cane, to be honest. Not that I feel like.
I think that's the point.
Yep. Or those, you know, those little round lollies,
The little mint ones.
with the clear wrapping.
Tastes like air. Look nice though.
It's all for aesthetics. All for aesthetics.
But there's a lot of games. So they play Cairns, who obviously we know are trying to get some consistent form going, and then Tasmania is not going to get any easier, no doubt. All those games without Mitch Creek is narrowly reported. So it's not just a game like this that Benier, Ruben Tarangi, all these guys have to step up. They need to play like this for the next couple until the reinforcements come back.
If you've just joined us, is reporting right off the top of the broadcast a medial strain for Mitch Creek of his right knee, so he'll miss between 10 to 14 days. So the Phoenix will have to make do and try and stay in the hunt, stay above 500 without him. 8-7 to this point on the season. Foxwell scoots inside. Williams just too strong.
And Sauce asking the question, asking the rhetorical question, how is that not a foul? But he's getting, even when he's high peak like that, catching the ball up top is Justin Robinson lets one go.
Here's Nader, almost from half court, didn't get it off. And the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix close on a big run to end the opening term, 14-2, and they take a 5-point lead into quarter time in Traralgon. The 12 days of Christmas kicks off in Traralgon. And a great start for the Illawarra Hawks, but the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, they just wrapped things up to end that opening term. And the Mitsubishi Motors threes were flying from Tyler Harvey with a couple of triples in the opening term. Ruben Tarangi got in on the act. And Ben Air canning another one as well, shooting them at better than 50% so far this season. Great to have the support of Mitsubishi Motors in NBL24. And the Phoenix with a 5-point lead at quarter time, 27-22. And the Phoenix, they will start with the ball here in this second period. There is Abdul Nader making his Southeast Melbourne debut. Fresh off the plane from Germany earlier in the week.
Anything you get out of him, correct. Anything you get out of Nader is gravy. I mean, like you say, hasn't played in 2 years. If he can just contribute some minutes, get guys some rest, and any points he gets will be welcome.
And they'd probably keep it super simple. He probably knows 2 half-court sets, 1 baseline, 1 sideline. Any more than that in a couple of days is going to be an overload.
Rocky Albrecht can't hit. Nader's back the other way, making his move to the cup and scooping it home. There's a little bit of a taste from Abdul Nader.
Oh, but if he can push the ball in transition, Pete, and go to the length of the court with a nice Euro.
I'm excited for what he can bring to this Phoenix team. Have a look at this, gets the rebound. What's one way to be effective when you don't know the sets? Don't run him. Get out in transition. And one, and look, to be honest, that'd just feel good for him. The whole story of learning to walk again. Been 2 years since he's been in a game. That first bucket to drop would feel great.
Can't hit the free throw, though. We'll go courtside. Nerily Meadows. Sounds like the fans are loving Abdul Nader.
Absolutely loving him. He was already getting a massive cheer as he was welcomed out onto the court in the warm-ups. He put on a bit of a show with a few dunks, and when he made that basket, this Gippsland crowd went off. They are loving his story and loving the fact he's at the Phoenix, and you cannot wipe the smile off his face as well. He's so excited to be out there after 2 years of missing out.
Yeah, the cartilage
replacement surgery.
Very similar, if not the same, to Casey Prather. And you miss, as you said, you miss a whole lot of time. Just one trying to, obviously, once you get it all fixed, but then just the rehab process of trying to get all that strength back.
It's a messy possession for the Phoenix. Todd Blanchfield out there for the Hawks. Harvey underneath. Clark kicks it out. Albrecht for 3.
Clark got to go with that one. I'm looking at these matchups, Pete, and Tyler Harvey's already on 12 points. He's got Owen Foxwell guarding him, and Tyler must be licking his chops. No disrespect. Hello!
Oh, hello! Nader rising up.
So he does have cartilage, right?
Yeah, well, that's Tyler Harvey. That's his patented floater.
Tyler's having a monster game so far, and like I say, I was going to say Owen Foxwell is not the matchup for him.
I think we need to see the ball in Abdul Nader's hands again.
Look, Abdul Nader poster was not on my bingo card for his first game.
Certainly not 2 minutes into the second quarter.
How's
just the confidence of him to go up?
I think this is we'll follow this in the audacious category, but that's what we're going to see from him. And to be perfectly honest, that is a fantastic wall-up from Lockie Albrecht. That's what you want from your young big man, going up there and not afraid that if he gets the jet lag legs gone, he's probably going to flush that.
He was mean-mugging when he went up as well. He went up like he meant business, Abdul Nader. So did Lockie Albrecht, though, which was the problem for him. Brown snakes his way into the lane. Williams rips it down. Kenyon's been hitting threes of late, this time on the drive. Can't get it to go.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be a Southeast Melbourne ball.
Thought they might have called over the back there.
22.
This is called on Mason Peatley. For a bit of a
tunnel.
Yeah, a bit of a tunnel in the end. Yeah, it's not. Obviously, it looks like it is over the back, but when he's in the end, it's probably a good effort from Alan Williams to get in the air. By getting in the air, the tunnel comes into play. Otherwise, it's a very good box out.
Justin Tatum's just been teed up.
Welcome to the league, Justin. Welcome to the Tech Club.
How many do you have?
Techs? I don't know how good the referee is. 0.
Sure, even Coach Carter had a tech foul at some point.
Let's go, in line.
14 to 15 at the line. The Phoenix, the Hawks 4 of 4.
Chris, let me know when I can talk. Let me know when I can talk to somebody. I'm not complaining. Let me know when I can talk. That's bullshit.
Well, those last two words would
Not going to help.
take away the first part.
Everything else was good.
Everything else was good. I was about to say this is just great communication. You saw someone to talk to, and then I'm just going to leave with a parting note on this.
He really dropped the mic there, Justin Tatum. Here's Harvey for 3. Tyler Harvey's feeling it.
It seems like every time the Phoenix come to Gippsland, somebody goes off for big games. It was Derek Walton Jr., it was Mitch Creek shootout. This could be the Tyler Harvey 40-piece that we've been waiting on all season.
He's got 17 so far, Tyler Harvey. Williams just bullies Peatling out of the way and is called for the foul.
And sometimes that's why you get the tech. Here's the Harvey Norman replay for Tyler Harvey. So here's that. There you go. That's just a great flare screen from Mason Peatling, and that's what you're going to see on the Tyler Harvey Norman replay.
Not bad.
See what I did there?
That was an easy one. 17 already for Tyler.
He's going very well. Season high. 26, 16, 4 and 7 last time out. 35 career high for Harvey. Drained the shot, but call was before that.
They're starting to get very physical with Harvey.
Your whistle is definitely before the shot's going on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cancel. Foul is on 2. 3. It's a hold.
I don't think there was really any question about whether the whistle was before the shot or not.
I'm in a jail with 5,000 people.
Southeast Melbourne by 3.
The whistle and the foul happened before. He's definitely shooting the ball, okay? It's unfortunate, I know.
Jason Tatum in conversation on the sideline. Harvey with 19, racking them up.
Yeah,
The creator.
you lock it in.
Yeah, let's give him a 40-piece
Yeah,
beat.
it looks that way. There's one of those scorers when he feels good. The hoop just gets wider and wider, but if you're the Hawks now, you got to find him.
Blanchfield underneath, gets fouled on the way up.
Black 25.
The Phoenix is going to have to be able to maintain these runs. They went on a run late in the first quarter. Hawks now seem to have the momentum. What the Phoenix can't get caught up in is with the referees. They can't get caught up in, debating stuff. Stick to what's working. Getting deep post catches to Allen Williams. Pick and rolls with Gary Brown. They're playing solid D.
This is a real players coach here. Hear Justin Tatum saying to Tyler Harvey, no more fouls, you've got 2. I don't want to have to take you out. He knows he's feeling good. So he says, I'm just going to keep you out there until I absolutely have to sit you or you make it to halftime.
Correct myself, Harvey's season best is 20 on a couple of occasions. He's had 19 on a couple of occasions as well. He's already got 19 in this ball game. Hawks back in front, 33-32. Reece Vay without hesitation. Blanchfield pulls down the rebound. Out there with Harvey, Clark, Swackler, Bullock and Peatling at the moment. Peatling down low. Harvey creates some movement off the ball, but they can't get it to him. And Clark tosses that one away with 6 on the shot clock.
Good job by the Phoenix. They saw Gary Brown was down there on Gary Clark Island on the block. Sent the double. Gary turns the ball over. This is what I mean, Pete. The Phoenix got to junk it up. There's not good defensive matchups for them. So if somebody's in trouble, you got to send double team.
And there's nothing wrong with that, is there? When you are short-handed, and to be honest, I mean, Matt Kenyon is going to be their primary lockdown wing defender because Craig Moller's been injured, who was fantastic in that role for them. You're going to have to junk things up. As Ben Air tries to get one on the shot clock, and there is Matt Kenyon just chasing down the ball. Those 1%ers are going to help as well. But this has kind of been the story that we've come to know with the Phoenix, isn't it? They've normally had no issues scoring the ball since they've come into the NBL. They're 3rd in the league for points for this year, and they're 2nd last in points against. So all your good work you do putting the ball in the basket, you give up on the other end by letting that man continue. I'm not, you'll be locked in at 40. I'm starting to feel, I'm getting some Chris Golding vibes here. We could be heading to, this could be bat in the air stuff.
Already his best of the season, Tyler Harvey. Gary Brown putting the moves on. Creates some separation. Can't hit.
You want to talk about junking it up.
Find him.
Rebound to Clark.
Yes.
Underneath, Peatling was a beautiful find. And a call on the play. The first one's going to be counted.
22 points. We have 5 minutes to go. Here's Tyler Harvey just, again, when he's feeling good like this, just a little bit of a shake on Ben Air, but I'm still stunned. If I'm Mike Kelly, Matt Kenyon has to be the one right now. What you talk about the defensive matchups, there's no one else out there who's going to be able to do anything. At least he's going to be physical off the floor, away from the ball, sorry.
Hawks back the other way after Kenyon comes up empty. Blanchfield pulls up in rhythm. That won't work.
Now I'm all for Todd Blanchfield shooting threes. Everybody know he can knock them down, but Todd, come on, man. Tyler hotter than the surface of the sun right now. You got to find him.
Nader at the other end steps back. Continues to welcome himself to the Phoenix.
As expected here is Matt Kenyon. Going to Tyler Harvey. If I'm Mason Peatling, Gary Clark, you've got to set some good screens and let this man continue to get hot. That's going to be an offensive foul. So that's his third. He's going to have to sit here.
Ben Air did the same thing on the kick on my first half. You just be aware of that.
Okay. We look at the Egyptian. The Egyptian Nader lets him fly. Tyler, did he kick his leg out?
I know he's got him out, but is that a foul?
See, now here's where I am with this. Now, had Tyler Harvey caught that in a catch and shoot, and then that happened, I'm all for that. But the way that he shoots, if you look at any shot where he's running in that direction to catch and shoot and kind of fades away, that's the way that he shoots, going in that direction. Chris Golding does the same thing. Bryce Cotton does the same thing. Mirko Jeric a few years ago, that's the way he shot, just in a standstill. Nader tries to get 2 and 2. I don't think he's intentionally trying to cause contact at all there. That's just the way his body is, and that's the way he likes to shoot.
Good point.
Might have been a little bit unlucky to pick up his third foul and go to the bench. Justin Robertson comes on to replace him. Peatling goes to the spin move. That's pretty. Justin Tatum continuing to bark at the referees.
That's, there's another one for Alan Williams. The 2 fouls he's had now are both illegal screens.
Oh, I didn't see it, Pete.
Again, live play, I thought that you see it from the vets, don't you? I mean, just stick the backside out, get a bit of the glute, screen, handoff. But that didn't look like there was a whole lot in that. And again, no chance 2 challenge. It was only second foul, but Mike Kelly, you've got to remember, need him on the floor.
Phoenix led by 5 at quarter time. Here's AJ Johnson forcing his way inside. And the floater goes from Swakala Bullock.
You can hear Justin Tatum on the sideline saying downhill, downhill. So once he got that AJ Johnson, he liked that matchup. Told AJ to go to work.
Nice hustle from Robinson.
Sorry, Joe. That's the confidence I think that Justin Tatum gives to the players. That he sees them in the areas of strength, know what they can do, and attack.
That's exactly what you can hear him saying.
And Gary Clark did the exact opposite of what he said. Don't settle. And you can hear exactly Justin Tatum saying,
AJ, your job is to get downhill.
I mean, this is, you talk about them being rejuvenated, re-energized. This is the energy that he's bringing. Telling AJ Johnson, you get that ball in transition. That's why you're at your best. Defense isn't set. You've got the speed, you've got the athleticism. Get on the rim.
Feedback's pretty direct and pretty clear, isn't it?
Well, thanks to Pat and Audio. Our audio's always clear. He's true. Best of the best.
Very true. Just feathering in S beautifully, Pete Cooley. Thank you. 5-point lead to the Hawks. 2:42 remaining here in this second period in Traralgon. Great to have the NBL back in country Victoria. First leg of 8. Doubleheader on a Saturday night. Nader makes his move inside. Johnson swats it away. Clark with the rebound, kicks it up the floor. Nice feed from Swakala Bullock, and Johnson's work rewarded.
Love this pace.
Defensive transition. Phoenix, right now, you got both imports off the court. You got Nader out there, but you got to get back on D. And Pete, is Nader looking a little bit like Justin Tatum's son?
Oh, hello. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's... I don't know.
Robinson's fouled on the way through.
But what I do love from Justin Tate, you heard him just then saying, look, keep going, let me know. What he's saying then, as you said, the transition. They get stops and run. If you need one, I'll get you a quick sub. But right now, they just want to play with that enormous pace and get downhill.
You can unlock the ultimate fan experience this season. It's all free through NBL Plus. It powers up your NBL experience with access to in-depth stats, classic NBL moments, partner offers, and much more. You can sign up for NBL Plus free via the NBL app or nbl.com.au. You just open the app and the little blue icon in the top right corner of the screen.
Very good, and I spent a lot of time on there.
Anything good in there I need to know about?
Plenty.
Plenty. You have to...
upgrade your Nokia 3315. Check it out.
Yeah, stop playing Snake. Snooze timeout. Hawks by 7. And Nerily Meadows caught up with Abdel Nader before the game.
What do you see your role being tonight?
You know, it's my first game. I really just want to get a feel for the style, everything. You know, coaches have done a great job walking me through all of our sets and the way we want to play, the way we want to defend. We've been watching film on the Hawks and really just take it one possession at a time and see where it takes me.
Be honest, you know all your teammates' names?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Really?
Yeah, most of them. Reese, Ben, Matt, Zach, Doc. I gotta see them to remember, okay?
I'm impressed. Enjoy the game out here in Gippsland.
I will, thank you so much.
Just still putting names to faces and faces to names and that kind of thing, but he's coming with the good energy.
It's a great attitude. Got a nice sense of humor about him. I feel like the injury replacements that we've seen this season, Zylan Cheatham, Anthony Lamb, sorry, not Zylan Cheatham, Anthony Lamb and my man right now, Nader. Once he gets himself acclimatized to the league, to his teammates, the Phoenix are way better. What he just showed me in transition, that one possession, Pete, is something I have not seen the Phoenix be able to do. They don't have a player like him. He brings them a whole nother weapon altogether. So if Mitch can come back healthy to the back end of the season, I have to reevaluate where the Phoenix are.
You think about just sliding them in, how big they could be with Creek, Nader, Williams. And again, they still have the opportunity. I know they've lost a couple of pieces where I know they picked up the phone to Brockhoff. And he said no, but imagine sliding in, knockdown shooter in that 2-guard. I'm sure they're still having a little look around.
Yeah, the handy proposition. As you can see, the Hawks have outscored the Phoenix by 14 here in this second term, trailed by 5 at quarter time, now lead by 9.
So look where he has, I know he fumbled it, but look where he has to catch that ball. Alan Williams and try to make a play.
Tarangi gets a little push off and gets the shot to go.
And subs in.
Good time out here from Justin Tatum. Didn't like what he saw.
Probably didn't like that double team on Mason Peeling going down the sauce when he was that far away from the basket.
It doesn't have to be done, does it?
So 7-point lead to the Illawarra Hawks, minute 41 remaining in this second term. Of course, this game today kicks off the 12 games of Christmas. 12 games, 11 days. Not much more that you need for the festive season than this, gentlemen.
We're spoiled rotten with hoops.
I'm stoked for Christmas Day. Heading down there, taking my family down there. We'll be courtside for the Tassie and Phoenix game, and then there's the Hawks and the Kings, which is going to be juicy as well.
Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, it's all covered. So plenty of hoops coming your way here in the Hungry Jacks NBL on the 12 games of Christmas.
Just what, 7:30 start last year, now we've got 2 Christmas Day games. 5:30 is the perfect time that when you finish your family lunch and
you've had the little nap on the couch.
The nap on the couch and Grandma's carried on a bit too much. Okay, Grandma, hoops time. Tune into some quality games of hoops.
Yep. It'll get some dinner in at halftime. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. 2 very tasty games to get you through Christmas Day as well. So it's a real feast, a smorgasbord of hoops across the festive season. At the moment, the Hawks are feasting here in this second term. Up by 7 on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, having trailed by 5 at quarter time. Robinson, Johnson, Swakala, Bullock, Peatling and Olbrich out there. Harvey's got 22. He's on the bench at the moment in foul trouble. And Tarangi stepped on the paint.
That can't happen. 9th turnover of the half. Southeast Melbourne. Starting to just get a little loose with the ball. Another positive for them in this half. I know they're down 7, but they've got 8 assists. There it is. That left foot.
Get out of there!
Started a long way out of court then, did Ruben Tarangi. Nice feed from Robinson, and Peatling on the move, rattles it in.
Caught Sauce in that 2-3 zone they're playing way too deep. Everybody was guarded on the perimeter. Mason Peatling just flashed to the open area. Sauce watching him shoots a little 10-footer. Little things like that, they cannot give up.
Tarangi thought about it. Williams with the offhand, gets the shot away. Foul's called on Peatling.
Yeah, looked like a good call. Was trying to be into the spot, Mason Peatling, and then just went down. It looked like a little too early. Just made him lose his balance. Having the odd look here, it was a good little screen. He had to go around it from Ben Air, and I think he might have got his feet tangled up. The right foot, and he couldn't really take it through the chest.
Come in.
You look at the scoreboard and see the Phoenix only down 9, probably 8 after this. I'm sorry, 7 after this. What's it going to be? 40, down 8. But the Hawks don't have their 2 leading scorers, Gary Clark and Sam Froling. They have a combined 2 points. They're averaging a combined 29 points. So if you're the Hawks, you're in a good spot right now because surely they don't come out in the second half and give you donuts and twos.
I'm more impressed that you gave a sub 70% free throw shooter.
Gave him credit.
He's knocking them both in.
Williams misses both. Tarangi pulls down the rebound. We'll get another look at it here, the Phoenix. 7 on the shot clock for Gary Brown. Williams goes at Olbrich. Again, good defense from the young South Australian. Robinson's on the move and loses it. Southeast Melbourne back the other way. Ben Air scooting inside. He can't finish. Williams goes up. He can't finish.
Got a flat tire, Ben Air. He's going to get another chance here.
Oh, Clark comes over the top, puts him in a little headlock.
Oh, hang on.
And it might be on. Oh, there's a bit happening in Terrelgan. This really is the Terrelgan tussle. Bit of grappling going on in Gippsland.
Harvey Norman, where are you? We need this replay. Loose ball. Ben's got it. No, Gary's got it. Ben wants it back. Headlock.
Oh, hello.
Grabbed him by the scruff, Pete. Benny Air said, listen here, man.
Normally you pay double for that kind of action. Now, I'll tell you what, you don't think Justin Robinson...
Benny's like this, I was bluffing. I really wasn't going to beat you up.
I feel like Ben Air's never going to back down in the moment and then maybe come to his good graces afterward. 13 seconds left here for the Hawks to close out this first half. Olbrich's left wide alone. Robinson won't hesitate in firing it up. They'll keep it alive here, Illawarra. Olbrich can't get it to go. Another chance. Williams pulls it down. And it's a messy end to the opening half for both teams. But the Hawks have got a 9-point lead at half-time, 48-39 after trailing by 5 at quarter-time. The Hawks are doing it fairly comfortably.
Bit of fun half. A bit of spice at the end there, which is what you like to see. But yeah, the Hawks, the Phoenix hung around, did what they had to do and just not let this get too ugly at half-time, and they'll go in and try and adjust some things and see what happens in the third.
Well, Tyler Harvey's going to need an ice pack, not because he's injured, but because he is flaming hot at halftime. He's got 22 points. He's with Nerily Meadows.
Tyler, 22 points for you and a half of basketball. What's working well for you right now personally?
You know, I don't know. I'm just out there trying to play my game, take what the defense gives me. But we had a good half defensively. First quarter, they scored a little bit too many points. Second quarter, we slowed them down a little bit. But as you can see, this is going to be a battle and fight the whole game.
Love that you're talking about the team 4 from 5 from 3 as well for yourself. But a bit of spice in this one. How do you see it playing out in that second half?
Yeah, you got two teams that want to win. I mean, we're all fighting for the same thing. So it's good. It's good for the game to get chippy. You know, nobody's taking it personal. Everybody keeps it, you know, we keep it competitive. It's going to be a good second half.
Well, you enjoy that break after a big first half.
Appreciate it.
Tyler Harvey knows it. A big Gippsland crowd knows it as well. Both teams want that W. And it was such a good game last year, this one down in Gippsland. Mitch Creek, the star of the show. Not out there tonight. It's the Hawks up by 9 at halftime.
Welcome everybody to Gippsland, Victoria for a massive matchup between the first place Sydney Kings and the fourth place Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. I reckon today it's going to be known from a massive performance from either Xavier Cooks from the Kings or of course Mitch Creek.
Everyone had talked about Xavier Cooks and I matching up and playing against each other, and anytime you play against someone who's your kind of rival, people pin us against each other and compare us a lot. It's always one game you get up for. Started with Cooks actually doing an ankle injury out in the first quarter early. Gary Brown, Trey Kell, Alan Williams, everyone decided just to, back up shop, have an RDO, and injury, fouls, off they go. And all of a sudden it was like Foxy and myself versus the Sydney Kings, aka just Derek Walton Jr.
Wow, Derek Walton Jr. He's doing whatever he wants. That's 21.
I remember Foxy playing probably some of the greatest one-on-one defense. Deflections, fouling him, everything, and everything went in.
Here comes Creek, and one! Mitch Creek strapping the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix to his back!
And then in half-time, three-quarter time rolls around, and then I look up and it's near the end of the game, and we're all making kind of big plays, and you're just in a bit of a groove. You're going kind of back to back to back to back, and then someone looks up, and he goes, dude, you've nearly got 40.
Last play, the Phoenix get the stop. Foxwell, almost. We're headed to overtime in Gippsland. What a war this has been. Bodies down on both sides, and we're not finished yet.
I just remember finishing that game, and we played so well in Derek Hall game, and the one possession we played absolute dog defense was the very last one, and he had a wide open NBA range three straight in front.
5 seconds for the Kings. Walton Jr. walks into the three.
And I just thought, far out, there's a God.
The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have fought out one of the most epic encounters we've seen in the Hungry Jacks NBL. And when it was all said and done, they had enough to win by one in the Battle of Gippsland. Well, we hope that this afternoon provides something like last year. Double overtime down in Traralgon, and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix getting the job done over the Sydney Kings. Joel Peterson, Damon Lowry, Pete Hooley with you at halftime. It's the Illawarra Hawks with a 9-point lead. And the star of the show in that first half in our Hungry Jacks highlights, Damon, has been Tyler Harvey.
Tyler, the creator, he's been very busy. His floater game is going. His three balls are going. Got himself into a little early foul trouble in that first half, but he's been very aggressive. We haven't seen a scoring outburst from Tyler like this in quite a while. I always felt that he was due, given the whole new style of play, I guess the whole new energy that the Hawks are bringing. So Tyler's coming with the goods. 22 nice points, 9 of 11 from the field, Pete.
Yeah, have a look at his Blackmore shot chart. He just missed 2 shots. If he doesn't pick up that third foul, which to be honest I didn't like, I didn't think it was there. I know it was an offensive kick-out foul, but the way he was shooting, he's been on fire. We had him locked in for a 40-piece. He's still on track, but he had to sit the last 4.5 minutes with those 3 fouls. But an unbelievable first half. And you're right, this has been cooking. This has been brewing. Everyone else has been going. Sam Frolin's been growing. Gary Clark's been enormous as well. They're both down significantly their output right now, and letting Tyler Harvey do his thing. We know that Al Dulnader's making his Southeast Melbourne debut. He's provided with some highlights and some almost highlights in that first half. Been a little bit of everything.
I've already seen enough. I like this guy. This play right here in transition showed me something. Imagine being 2 years out of the game and you got to teach yourself how to walk. Your cartilage is compromised, but he's got a great attitude, and I can tell by the way he moves. He's 6'6". He can shoot the 3 ball. 5 early points just to start off with, but I think he's going to be okay.
To be honest, you talk about liking enough of what you saw. That was from the interview with Narrowly Meadows. To be honest, that seems like a good culture piece, and he's going to really fit in once he finds his feet and jet lag's worn off, and I'm expecting big things.
He's going to be a really exciting prospect for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, and they need a bit of help here in this second half. Down by 9 at half-time. Second half coming up very soon, but not before the dulcet tones of Pete Hooley and our Bunnings backing ballers.
Bunnings is backing the next generation of ballers, and today we welcome the Blackburn Vikings down to John Cain Arena for a memory they'll never forget. As they enter the court just like their heroes, it's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the Bunnings Ballers from the Blackburn Vikings. It's the boss man, Charlie. Up next, Benjamin. Georgia. Owen.
Yeah, Owen.
Leo. Isla. Jake, the snake.
This is awesome.
The chef is in town. Madison. Give it up one more time for the Bunnings Ballers from the Blackburn Vikings.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
The Hungry Jacks NBL in Traralgon. Shout out to the Traralgon Imperial second 11 going about their business out on the oval behind the stadium this afternoon as well. And two teams going at it inside the stadium. A 9-point lead to the Illawarra Hawks. 48-39 over the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Plenty of fans, plenty of Gippslanders in the stands, which is what we like to see. And they've been treated to an intriguing first half, Damon Lowry and Pete Hawley.
Yeah, the Gippsland people always get their money's worth when the NBL comes to town. Even though the score is 48-39, there's a lot of energy in that building. Both teams are desperate to win games. And right now, I feel like, Pete, the Phoenix missed their shot. They had a little bit of a lead. Now they're down 9 without Sam and Gary Clark featuring mostly. So I feel like they blew an opportunity.
Yeah, when they definitely got back in and took the lead. And I said this in the throwdown. I know they started really slowly and kind of got beat up from the start. It's a good step there. Ruben Trungi's had a really good impact in this one. But then slow the game right down. You're playing into the Hawks' hands. They want to play quick. So if you come down and you think you've got an advantage, you may very well have an advantage in terms of basketball. But in the overall scheme of things, when you're down players, take the possessions out of the game.
Harvey is straight back into the action out of the half. Can't hit that one. Hopefully he hasn't cooled down. He's 4 or so minutes off the bench, or on the bench, I should say. And then straight into half-time. 22 points in the first half for Tyler Harvey. He was electric. Here, Justin Tatum wanting his team to push the ball. Robinson from the wing.
Really had a struggle shooting the ball this year. Justin Robinson just 28% from 3.
And his counterpart, Gary Brown, is about 28, 29% as well. So between the two of them, you want to close out short at the moment.
His deep triple was offline.
Hang on. Con of doing that is when you close out short is you allow them to get ahead of steam. Getting downhill, you let Gary Brown to put the moves on and create a bit of space. But you're right. 3 of 12 from 3 for the Phoenix and 4 of 4 for the Hawks, and they're all from Tyler Harvey.
So the Hawks by 7. Let's go courtside, Nerily Meadows. You got an update from Mike Kelly.
Yeah, he's really given the challenge to Gary Brown. He eyeballed him twice just before he went on court and said, Harvey, Harvey. You can see there he's keeping a real close check on him to start this second half. He's given him the challenge after he hit 22 points in the first half for Tyler Harvey, and that'll help the confidence as well from Gary Brown as he beats Harvey all the way to the basket to get them even closer within 5. But also Mike Kelly was talking about the percentage. He said we shot less than 30% and we're still in this. Those statistics, 51% against 29.7%. So he says keep your heads up, be there for each other.
Well, that was the first field goal for Gary Brown. He's down right now.
Oh, no, we can't have any more Phoenix players getting hurt. We're going to have Adam Gibson over there on the bike pretty soon. He might need to suit up.
So here the referee saying that he threw himself. Have another look at this. That was a lob. Not an offensive rebound, and just the shoulder falling right in
the sternum.
Oh,
high ribs.
You been hitting the jejune?
not in a while. But good job by the Hawks. You got to get Sam Florida established.
Oh, he's beginning to flop on him. I may have added a little bit of extra, but he definitely took the contact, didn't he?
It's the reeling from the
look at it here.
jejunum.
Oh, this. I'm not so sure. I don't know if you can give a...
Can't be hitting the jejunum and then getting the flop warning, Pete.
I agree. I agree.
What is that about?
Jackie Moon would never.
Need some medical advice, a dodgeball reference and a semi-pro reference from you. And we're only 2 minutes into the second half. It's very nice going from Pete Hooley. Here's Ruben Tarangi trying to get something going. Nice feed from Williams, and Kenyon was all alone underneath.
Completely caught Gary Clark asleep, staring at the ball. Matt Kenyon doing what he does well, moving without the ball.
It's been one of the most impressive things about Alan Williams' game this season to me is his passing. I said credit Matt Kenyon for making that read, but he's a willing passer if you get open.
I don't love a big man who can move the ball. Froling wants to find Harvey, does in the corner. Harvey's offline. Froling still might be able to find Harvey underneath.
I know.
10 on the shot clock. Froling makes his move to the cup.
Got a little deja vu-ish there. Froling on Brown again.
The previous post move isn't what you want to teach kids. This is the aspect of Sam's game that I keep talking about it when we call his games. If he can just add that element, which he gets down the block, he's obviously big enough. Here he was patient. He said, I can drop step on you, step through, and one. But the previous one, Pete, he's got to tighten that aspect of his game up.
Tighten it, but I'm going to possess even the step before that where he always knew he wanted to pass it. Rather than saying, I've got the ball at the high post, I'm really good at ripping left or ripping right and trying to take Alan Williams off the dribble. He was saying, okay, how do I get to a handoff? How do I get the ball to somebody on the wing? He's got to be in attack mode. He's got to be aggressive, not just when they run a play for him.
Cross-court pass from Williams and the return service from Tarangi.
Ruben's balling. Ruben's being that scoring option. He's making plays, and he's actually punishing Gary Clark, of all people, on defense.
9 for Tarangi, 13 for Williams. Harvey, 22 to lead all scorers. Hasn't scored since the resumption of play from half-time. Here's Clark down low. 4 on the shot clock for Gary Clark. Goes straight over the top of Kenyon.
Starting to go inside now.
Go to the mismatch. Hawks fall back into a 2-3 zone. Let's see how active it is.
Just 2 field goal makes for Gary Clark so far. Trying to leak out in transition was Harvey, but Air takes it away. Brown in the corner.
1 of 9, Gary Brown. 0 of 3 from deep. One of those nights, but he's got 5 assists. He's got to continue to make things happen and stay confident.
3 of 13. Just a heave into the open floor from Matt Kenyon, and there was no one on the end of it.
Gary Clark got away with a very sloppy pass, could have resulted in the turnover. This is what happens sometimes when you don't get off to a good start offensively. You can play yourself into a funk. That's what I think Gary Clark has done. He hasn't scored. I know he got a bucket before, Pete, but to go through a half with 2 points and then you're getting punished on defense, your rhythm is completely thrown off.
10 rebounds. He's got 9 rebounds of the 22 for the Hawks. Alan Williams also has 9 rebounds now.
The number 1 team in terms of total offensive rebounds, average offensive rebounds a game, Illawarra, but not in the top 4 in terms of offensive rebounding rate as Foxwell drains a 3.
Well, if you're the Illawarra Hawks, someone's got to keep an eye on Matt Kenyon because he is just cutting. He's just cutting off the ball. They're not really running a whole lot, whether it's a zone or a man from the Hawks. Just putting the ball in a couple of players' hands, then Matt Kenyon is just sneaking behind the defenders.
Just the 4th made 3 for the Phoenix, who continue to hang around. Robinson goes underneath with a wild move.
Well, this might be looked at from Mike Kelly. This is free throws here. But again, the same thing, Damon. They run that play for Sam Froling. He never once really looked like he was going to attack. So, the whistle came late.
Well, that's a block right there, in my opinion, on being there.
Yeah, and I thought they might have called it on Alan Williams. If they called it on Alan Williams. So, yeah, Mike Kelly, I think
that we have a coach's challenge. The foul on the court.
Here's my issue with this challenging the wrong foul. If the foul is on Ben Air, but yet they say the call was on Alan Williams and you challenge it, and then they end up with the ball, I'm like, wait a minute, but it was still a foul.
I think because the ball's loose, it'll be a jump ball, I believe, if it is successful. But
you know what I mean?
The coaches had this. When the coaches challenge gets put in and they talk to them all in the preseason with how they wanted it, and this is exactly we saw it. None clearer. I mean, you talk about the type of foul as well, but none clearer than that Perth and Melbourne game is you're challenging who that foul's on. And if someone else can come in and absolutely hack him, doesn't matter, you're just challenging the foul on the play.
So the foul is on Williams. It's a pushing foul on Alan Williams that they're having a look at.
It's definitely a block on Ben Air. There's no doubt about that. It doesn't really establish. So right here, I'm okay with that, but that...
All right, coaches, when you guys get together in the offseason, we got to fix this. If they get away with this one, Pete.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm not sure that left hand of Williams over the shoulder.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor will stand. We have 2 shots.
As I thought, that left arm from Alan Williams, I mean, there's no doubt that it's accentuated. But that left arm just across the shoulder when he's going into the layup motion.
That's that cheap foul. That he knows better than it. He tries to wean himself off of it.
Well, he had to try. I think that's a challenge you had to throw out there because it's 3 fouls on Alan Williams.
Mike, I know you have a scouting report. I know that. But don't do everything by the scout, please. Don't play the scout all the time, all right? Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, gotcha. That's what.
Chris, don't own up to having a scouting report. The refs got scouting reports now?
I'm a little lost on what is he insinuating there? It's Justin Robinson. That's how you make the Gippsland folk very happy. And, give him a burger.
So Robinson makes it a 6-point game. Down on Argyle Street, by the way, the Hungry Jackson Traralgon, just for all those people.
How good your work.
Good job by you.
Wondering.
Yeah, straight down to Argyle Street, sleep over, straight to Gumbaya World after.
Yep. Got any other local references for me?
No, that's it. I was in Traralgon for this game a couple of years ago.
Royal Hotel?
Nah, drove back. Drove back after. I didn't get that option like the rest of the crew.
The Grand Junction, down on the main street and the way through.
G, 14. See if we catch it.
Like the bakery, that's what we're there for.
It's for Tyler. You got to get a catch first.
Every good country town has a good bakery, Pete.
No doubt about that. It's one of all the regional games.
You know that as a country boy. I'll give Hahndorf country, won't I?
Yeah,
country
absolutely.
status.
Absolutely.
Now, you guys talking South Australia?
Yes.
Back to the game.
He always gets short with us, doesn't he?
There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not going to say it. Here's Harvey to Froling. 5-point lead for the Hawks. He muscles his way inside and gets it to go.
There's a distinct difference right now, isn't there? Alan Williams was checked out of the game and Sam Froling sees red.
So what you saying?
Well, I'm just saying I think he sees an advantage right now completely against Gorjok Gak. Because have a look at that. He looks and then he goes, okay, I'm going to put my head down and I'm attacking.
Are you saying that he's over-respecting Sauce Williams' defense?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I think he's just very passive. We saw it in the last couple of possessions where Alan Williams in front of him, he's not looking to shoot the ball.
Hawks get it back off the missed free throw. Chance to go up by 9. Robinson makes the move inside. That won't go. Seen Nader push it in transition already in this game. And again here.
Now, phenomenal move by Nader. The guy's an NBA player, everybody. But, Pete, I got to go back to Justin Robinson's shot he just took. That shot led to that transition layup. And these are the type of plays that Justin would make early in the season that you would think this ain't the time for that. And the Hawks sometimes get it. Oh, great down by H.J. Lee.
And Froling throws it down. And again, Sam Froling will head to the stripe for the bonus.
Harvey Norman replay shows this very low percentage shot by Justin Robinson leads to a very smooth transition bucket by Nader. And then H.J. Lee with the penetration and lefty dish Pete.
This is what we're starting to see. You talk about a way to try and attack. So the Hawks want to play fast. On Justin Tatum, they get to stop their out and run. And the one way you can try and really hurt them is do the same down the other end. But it's just a little trap right now for the Phoenix who, when you're depleted, it's not necessarily the way you want to try and match up.
Froling 1 of 3 at the free throw line. Foxwell inside. That's nothing but net, but not in a good way. Harvey makes his way up the floor. Why wouldn't you go back into Sam Froling to see what he can create? 10 on the shot clock. Underneath is Clark with strength.
Mike Kelly can't believe they didn't call 12 seconds on that possession.
I think he might have a point. Eric Clark was in there an awfully long time.
Even though Sam didn't score then, he could see that Nader came over to help. He picks up his dribble. Gary Clark moving without the ball. Provided Sam, let Sam give him a bailout pass. Ends up getting himself an and one.
This is what we've spoken about nearly every game this year. And to be honest, in the majority of Sam Froling's professional career, that you can clearly see a different intent in him right now than we have the rest of the game. We want to see this from him every time, no matter who's in front of him, because he just has that knack to make plays when he gets to the right spot and has that right mindset.
Harvey, Lee, Hickey, Clark, Froling out there for the Hawks on defense at the moment. Good defense played by Davo Hickey. Knocked that one away from Brown in the shot attempt. 9-point Hawks lead.
1 of 10 for Gary Brown.
This matchup's in the double. Move off of the ball.
Clark over the head. Hickey is wide alone. And the whole of Gippsland to himself. Couldn't knock it down.
Davo Hickey is getting him. Justin Tatum trusts him. After his performance on Bryce Cotton the other game, he put him out here now because Justin Robinson was a little erratic, and he trusts Davo's defense.
Nader goes to work. That one won't work. The Hawks in control at the moment. Equal game high lead. Harvey wants to push it more and does.
And I tell you what, Gary Brown looks tired because he got a little, not even hit, just trying to get caught up in that terror screen from Sam Froling in the full court and then just never got back into play. Just said, you know what, someone else will pick him up. And then you see him just arrive late.
You're not serious about winning, Phoenix, if you're going to leave Reese Vague out there on the island as hot as Tyler Harvey is and not be ready to help. Let him get all the way to the rim.
That is a desert island at the moment. Tyler Harvey, it is scorching.
12-point lead to the Hawks.
Gary Brown just asking the referee about that screen from Sam Froling. You heard the referee say he was there forever. It wasn't even a good screen in the end.
South East Melbourne have won 11 of their 15 third quarters this season. The Hawks just 3 of their 12. And at the moment, the Hawks are outscoring them by 3 to have a 12-point lead.
And the Hawks win this. You heard Justin Tatum in his chat with Nez about just trying to get towards the middle of the ladder and then make their way to the top. If they keep winning games, they win this. The beauty of the playing game right now is that everyone else just keeps losing around. I mean, Tasmania dropped on 2, but the top 2, Melbourne United, Tassie, everyone else just keeps losing. So you sneak into the 6, anything can happen in the playing tournament. You make a semi-final series, anything can happen, and it's a whole new ball game.
Cairns were horrible last night. New Zealand were better, but still a bit up and down, and it's an interesting mix.
Brisbane Bullets might be wobbly. They get Josh Bannon back, but the Hawks, I'm telling you, Pete, if they come out of this one, I might reinstate my preseason pick of the Hawks in this to make the 6.
Hello.
You said to make the 4 on your preseason pick.
I think he had him a little bit higher than that, just quietly. Might have been words starting with champion and ending in ship as Gary Clark goes to work.
It's going to work now. Both Sam Froling and Gary Clark this quarter. 8 points, 11 rebounds, couple of assists. Oh, Gary Clark making 4 assists. He's having a big night.
8-0 run for the Hawks to lead by 14. Williams still can't finish.
Sauce has got the yip still. Get back on D.
And Peatling gets it to go. He'll go to the line to and one as well.
That's 4 fouls on Nader as well.
It's an and one epidemic at the moment for the South East Melbourne Phoenix.
Have a look at this move from Gary Clark. All the movement off the ball, which meant no one could come and double. Just a simple drop step. Nice, easy move. And then right here in transition, Mason Peatling just beat everybody down the floor.
Now, Nader gets the foul. Okay, that's your 4th foul.
His 3rd, sorry.
So, 3rd foul. He just got here. He just left the airport. There's not an airport in Gippsland, is it, Joe?
A regional airport.
And he beats everybody else who's been here for the whole season. He beats them back on defense. It's not good enough by the Phoenixes. I think, Pete, this is the remnants of the Melbourne United game, and I think the Chickens are coming home to roost.
So a 16-point lead to the Hawks, 69 to 53. Of course, the Harlem Globetrotters are coming down under. Australia and New Zealand as part of their 2024 World Tour. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the Globetrotters and their world-famous tour. They take to the court with moments of extreme basketball innovation and heaps of fan fun. www.hg2024.nbl.com.au. A little bit later on tonight, this is what you've got to taste your, feed your eyeballs on. Chris Golding, he's been in red-hot form. The Adelaide 36ers, not so much. And United host them at John Cain Arena. Can they bounce back in their 2nd game under Scott Ninnis, the Sixers?
No, they can't.
Thanks for going with me, Damon.
I know anything can happen in the game of basketball, Pete, but top versus the bottom, and they almost double bottom. There's no way the United drop that game. CG 43, and we know the G stands for Gladiator. There's no way they lose in that game.
Gladiator, there is arriving to John Cain.
Nice little row of Mitsubishi Motors vehicles lined up there as well.
And
he's like, you don't need to show ID. We know who you are.
There's Brad Newley as well. And I mean, you talk about potentially if Adelaide could cause an upset, but Melbourne United only got a couple games left at home before they're on their road the entire January with the Australian Open. So every home game matters for them. Just a little bit more.
Alan Williams, that's more like it for the big man.
So have a look. 15 points now for Alan Williams. 6 of 16 from the floor. He's got 11 rebounds, another double-double, but 6 of 16, and Gary Brown's 1 of 11.
Makes an 11-0 run, and Lee comes back the other way, knocks in a triple and says, let's keep this thing going. 18-point for the Hawks.
Mike Kelly's got no answers. Try to go to a 2-3 zone, but it's holier than thou.
Dead air.
Back.
And a big knockdown from outside.
Yeah, I mean, that 2-3 zone, Justin Tatum, this is just a little bit of chess right now. I'm going to go to a zone. I'm going to put my shooters out there. So you've just got to make sure you keep an eye on. That worked that time.
Equal best third quarter of the season for Illawarra at 25 points. Has not been their forte from a scoring perspective at all. Lee in transition, steps into it. And it won't go to get us to three-quarter time. But Illawarra have come down to Gippsland and are really making it work. They lead at three-quarter time by 15 over the Phoenix. All the Illawarra Hawks at three-quarter time as we kick off the 12 games of Christmas in Traralgon. A 15-point lead to the Hawks. There's been scuffles. There's been plenty of hot shooting from Tyler Harvey. And it was an and-one feast in that term for the Hawks, getting to the line at will. And they lead 73-58 as we turn for home. Joel Peterson, Damon Lowry, Pete Hawley with you. Merrily Meadows is courtside. Great to have you with us. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader, Melbourne and Adelaide from John Cain Arena. Kicking things home from 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time after, of course, the Saturday switch. As Sam Froling just keeps going to work and pushes that lead to 17.
Yep. I'm not sure, Pete, but the Phoenix, they might have pitched up. They might have pitched the 10. Charge. They might be ready to pack up shop, the Phoenix. We'll see in these first couple of minutes, this fourth quarter, what kind of fight they're going to show, but they're clearly undermanned. They're not getting performances from their big guns. Gary Brown, even though Sauce is rebounding well, not got the scoreboard ticking over. Nader only just got here. So from an offensive point of view, Pete, they just simply cannot score enough points.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's 4 fouls now on Alan Williams. Nader's got 4 as well. And you talk about packing up shot, but I just don't think they're in a position where they need to keep scoring. In terms of percentage, the way that they keep falling, and that's just this zone, when you haven't practiced zone a whole lot, and they probably have after that loss to United in terms of we might have to because we're down bodies, we're down numbers, we're down pieces. But a zone is so hard to play consistent back-to-back possessions of when other teams can just find all the gaps. And we've seen that for Sydney, right? They try and roll out a zone and teams can pick it apart.
Biggest lead of the game for the Hawks at 19. Trailed by 5 at quarter time. Dominant second term. Peatling with the 3.
Yeah, as I said, their percentage, they just want to continue to tick the scoreboard over, even if they can't win this game. They're dropping a couple, no Mitch Creek. Got to be in the top 6. We remember what happened last year. We might have missed out on the top 6 spot by 1 bucket. 2 points across the course of the entire season.
Percentage is right at 100 on the season. The South East Melbourne Phoenix scored 3 more points than they've conceded as Robinson likes the look of that, pushes the lead to 22.
Yeah, J-Rob finally got one. I love the celebration when you're 29% from the field. It's okay. They still feel good when they go in. And when was the last time, JP, we saw a Hawk blowout as Sauce hits his typical little floater? When was the last time Illawarra Hawks have actually blown someone out?
You read my mind, Damon.
Oh, wow.
I will find out for you.
And make no mistake, they're not taking their foot off the pedal. Because Justin Tatum's talking about getting to that top 6. They need points. They need percentage. Good block there from Alan Williams.
That's what they need a little bit more of. And of course, down on star power at the moment, the South East Melbourne Phoenix. No Mitch Creek this evening. Nerily Meadows, you had an update earlier on in the piece that Mitch Creek won't be around for quite a while for the Phoenix.
Yeah, 10 to 14 days is what the medical staff for South East Melbourne have told me, which means 3 games, including this one and the Christmas Day clash as well. He'll be touch and go for December 30 up against Brisbane. It's medial ligament strain on his right knee as well as some bone bruising.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to cover for that. And honestly, that game down in Tassie, that's going to be a tough beat anyway because of how good Tassie rolling and they play at home. It's Gary Clark's just been a monster on the boards tonight. That's a double-double for Gary Clark. 10 points, 12 rebounds. But then they play Cairns next Friday. And you don't think Cairns understand they've got to continue to get wins and quickly.
Well, and the way they're going after last night's performance, they'll come out and blitz it.
And then Brisbane are another one. So it doesn't get any easier.
What do you do, Pete, if you, Matt Campbell, GM of the Illawarra Hawks and ownership group, if Justin Tatum gets the Hawks into the 6?
Oh, 100%. He's there next year.
He's their coach for next season.
Oh, no doubt. Even if they fall short of the 6 because of how slow they started, if they continue to play with this energy, the way they're playing, and again, I keep going back to the word fun because that's all he said in that first press conference he had. He said, I want to have fun with this group. I want them to have fun playing the game again. And I am well aware that winning is fun. I understand that. But if they continue this style of play and energy throughout the majority of the season going forward, I think you'd be hard to look elsewhere with this team and the way that he's got them buying in.
Rolling goes straight over the top of Kenyon. They were 2 of 7 and they'd lost 6 of their 7 games by double digits.
And again, we haven't seen a whole, I mean, last year they had a lot go against them as well, but the vibe around the entire team, the entire club, we haven't seen it for such a long time, so I think you'd have to look at it.
How long of a contract? I mean, you want to be...
Lifetime, no.
Like, you know, the Hawks, sometime they gave Jacob Tacomas a big contract. I just want to be careful if I'm management, if I'm ownership group. Yes, Coach Carter, Justin Tatum has done a phenomenal job. I'm going to need to see the playoffs to get an extension. And when I say extension, I'm talking about a year with a possible. Let's just calm down with giving out these big 3-year contracts. Then you work out later that he might not be the guy, and then you got to pay a guy out. So I want to err on the side of caution, that's all.
I understand. But
I'm a big fan.
Again, I think it's not so much the wins and losses, but it's what he's done with, I keep saying, all that energy and everything and around the positive outlook. And look, just his demeanor on the sidelines. He's invested in everything, and when you've got players who are just loving to play for you, clearly they are, as Yongjong Lee lays it up from the corner. I think you have to be crazy to look elsewhere at the moment, but it's plenty of the season left to go.
Forces a timeout from South East Melbourne, 87 to 62. It's a game high 25-point lead for the Illawarra Hawks.
It's not nice. Yeah, I think a lot of us expected this. And not so much, I wouldn't say the 25. We expected the Hawks to probably win as an undermanned team, but for Mike Kelly, obviously it's hard to bounce back from what happened the other day when you lost Mitch Creek, but Gary Brown, 1 of 12. That just can't. And if it's just not your night shooting, you've got to make some other things happen. He's got 6 assists to 1 turnover. Sorry.
I can't defend mi hermano. I can't defend my man in the little big man society. A terrible game by Gary today.
He's out. Kick him out.
No, he's still in. But we need to check on Josh Jenkins, his sports
Just
bet.
not invited to the next meeting.
Josh.
How's Josh? Hey, Josh, how's your multi going?
Well, to be fair, 2 of the 3.
25-point lead to the Illawarra Hawks. This Gippsland crowd still up and about. And so have Illawarra on the Harvey Norman replay. H.J. Lee splashing one in from the corner. That's what he does best.
They just look so tired. That's a transition bucket that no one gets back. We saw Gary Brown get back late in the play, and when Mike Kelly goes and reviews the film, that's going to be one thing that stands out. Obviously, they've got nowhere near enough scoring on the board, but their defensive transition, yes, you'd be tired, but 2, it just hasn't been there. The intent to get back, and you know the Hawks, we've seen it now for 3 games under Justin Tatum. The Hawks are running. So if you don't run back in defensive trans, they're going to get wide open shots or layups.
Nader with the feed to Gak, had it, lost it. That looked like a travel. Now we've got some kind of audio issue for a second there.
We used to call that up and down on the playground.
Gary Clark from outside can't get it to go. You can see on the screen there, the Hawks' last 20-point win was April in 2022 against the Brisbane Bullets, Damon. Does that meet your blowout definition? As Air gets that to go, he'll go to the line for the bonus.
Yeah, we'll count that one.
Of course, they won by 18 last time out against the Wildcats.
This is a good old-fashioned beatdown. They haven't got to experience this feeling in a while. And before the game, Pete, I added up all the point averages of every member of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Even Anzac Rosetto's 1 point. I've added up Cody Statman's 1 point. Total points on that roster is 62. And here we are, 64 points with 5 minutes to go.
Well, I mentioned it again off the top. So they're 3rd without Mitch Creek. I mean, 5 of all their season stats are going to have players who aren't there anymore, obviously. But so 5 of their top 10 aren't currently on the roster. As Tyler Cook, Will Cummings are in there. They're no longer a part of it. Craig Moll and Mitch Creek are injured, and Daniel Johnson comes in the 10th spot. So their 3rd leading scorer, as it stands, is Ben Air on the season with 9.9 points.
Froling gets inside and goes to the line again for another bonus.
And it's just not enough contribution. No. And again, we've kind of got that sense, haven't we, all season long? Because we go back to when they lost to Adelaide, right? That inexcusable loss where Adelaide came back, and Sam Froling has really turned it on here in the second half. Just gets straight around Gak. Too easy. And it seemed very top-heavy, didn't it? Okay, it's Mitch Creek, it's Alan Williams, and the time Will Cummings and Gary Brown, and then the role players are going to do what they have to do. Problem is, this is what we see. This is why Sydney, the Kings, won 2 championships in a row. Because those role players understood that when their time was called, when their number was called, they had to step up and do more, and they had so much opportunity to do so.
Nice move from Nader.
But he's going to be good. He's going to be really good for them.
Scores another 2, gets a nice cheer from that Traralgon crowd. Despite the 24-point margin, they've certainly stayed involved out here in Gippsland. Marnie Swakala-Bullock across the lane, lays that one in. Everything's falling for the Hawks, up to 92. Let's go courtside, Nerily Meadows.
Guys, I've been victim of an old-fashioned stitch-up by the Phoenix medical staff. We've been reporting that it was the right knee because that's what they told us, even though Pete Hooley and I said it was the left knee last game, and by the vision we thought it was the left knee. I double-checked with them. No, they said it was right, but we've just had the great Mitchell Creek messaging me and sending some video evidence of him icing his left knee and saying it's the left. So thanks, Creaky. Thanks for tuning in. And it's the medical staff, not us.
I'm with you, Nez. We saw it on Thursday when we were commenting. And also, just off the top when we showed the clip, he's rubbing his left knee.
Yep. I think if we had a thought about that clip a little bit harder, that would have made a little bit of sense. But we went with what the club told us.
Nez is the best of the best. She wasn't going to lead us astray. She went with what she was told.
Nez had the scoop.
And then thank you, Creaky, for helping us out as well. But my biggest concern right now is if he's out until the new year, how do they keep their head above water? And whether that's pleading for a guy like Brockhoff to come back for a couple of games, or Because is there enough scoring there on this roster? I'm not sure there is. And again, some teams can keep their head above water where if there's not enough scoring, can they get enough stops to compete? I don't see that either.
The end of the Phoenix bench. Williams watching on, Anzac Rossetto watching on. They'll need all the reinforcements they can get.
Now, I'm not, unless Sam McKinnon and Adam Gibson go into a time machine, this team don't have enough weapons. I don't know who they beat, Pete, for the rest of the season until Mitch gets back. I don't know who they can beat.
That's what I said. So Cairns, Tassie, and Brisbane. Two hungry teams and one of the best teams in the competition. So if I'm Mike Kelly, one, yes, you're going to have to figure out how to get enough points on the board, and I think they'll get a lot more than that once Nader gets more comfortable and plays starter-type minutes. But two, how do they get enough stops? What's their defensive scheme going forward? And obviously they're not going to have games where Gary Brown comes in and shoots 1 of 12 in a game where you needed him to step up. But 94 points to the team that the Hawks are the lowest scoring team in the competition. 83 per game. We've got 94 with 3 minutes to go.
It's the 9th most efficient offense, 10th most efficient defense, the Hawks, and they've looked a hell of a lot better than that today. Up by 25, and they just continue to swarm and swoop on a loose ball.
And Justin Tatum is still coaching. Everybody on this team, every player that hits this court, he is 100% engaged and supportive. He's the hottest Justin right now. He's hotter than Justin Bieber. He's hotter than Justin Timberlake.
How do you know that? What have they got going on at the moment?
They haven't dropped any hits in a while that I can think of.
True. I feel like it's been quite a while for Justin Timberlake. I feel like you've had to almost go back into the archive to get Justin Timberlake out.
He's hotter than Justin Schuler, too.
That's very true, Justin Schuler. Well, Justin Schuler will get his chance to answer back later in the weekend. Austin Rapp out there at the moment for the Phoenix, along with Anzac Rossetto. Cody Statman's out there. Luke Rosendale, the Echuca product, getting a run in country Victoria. And Owen Foxwell as well. So Mike Kelly's emptied the bench. As Lockie Ulbrich fouls Anzac Rossetto. Johnson, Bales, Blanchfield, Peatling and Ulbrich out there for the Hawks.
Damon, you'll like this. This just triggered
Go ahead.
my memory. So you were part of overtime last week. Welcome to the Super Sub Life. But when I filled in, and there was a thing thrown around that as you expect players to be confident. Big Source said that the Phoenix could have beat the 97 Tigers. And Coach had a laugh.
What, like today?
Well, obviously not depleted.
You mean the 1897 Tigers? Because not the 1997 Tigers. No way. That's comedy.
He's battled hard tonight, though. 17 points, 12 rebounds.
Just hasn't been his night from a shooting perspective.
And it's also going to be that going forward, isn't it? Because both him and Gary Brown, once Nader gets, he's going to take a bit of pressure off. But every other team knows that. So Cairns next week, he's going to have a bit of a mismatch where he should be able to go in there and have a big performance. But you don't think Adam Ford's going to have something funky up his sleeve as soon as Alan Williams touches it? How do we limit him? How do we make every shot difficult for him so that he can't beat us on his own? And then they go to Tassie, so it's Alan Williams versus Will Magnay and Marcus Lee. That's going to be a tough matchup. Good take there from Owen Foxwell. And these are just, in a long season, when you do have injuries and every other team goes through it, it's how do you set him up for success where every team knows on the scouting report now, whilst Mitch Creek is out, he is #1 and probably #2, and we have to shut down if we want to win this game.
Hey, that nasty, moody entity called adversity, it's coming for everybody. It is now parked well and truly at the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix camp, and now we get to find out they're being tested. How do they respond?
Statman has it poked away by Bales, who's in attack mode, and he's fouled by Foxwell.
They're coming for those corn dogs at 100.
The schedule's about to get busy for the Hawks as well. So this is their 6th consecutive single header for the Hawks. They haven't played a lot of basketball over, you've got the FIBA break in the middle of that as well. So really in the last 2 months, we just haven't seen them a lot. But they've got 6 double headers in the run home from now.
I'm excited at this new look Hawks, obviously, and Wiley Bales. This is the one thing that Gippsland folk need, right?
Absolutely.
They need to line up.
Lift.
They need to line up at Hungry Jacks and get a burger.
So Bales at the line. Oh, and the Gippsland crowd. The disappointment is palpable.
Come on, Damon. Find him and get him one.
That kid either needs a burger or a Christmas present stat.
Why not both?
Absolutely.
Oh, Del Paso.
Por qué no los dos? That's the only Spanish I know.
There we go.
Go, a little two.
There we go.
Got you, Joe.
Here's Johnson in transition. Just
Loves
pulls up.
transition three.
It was a nice pass to Buwali Bales in the end. Bales going back to work. Shoots over Foxwell and connects.
Help their percentage.
Still going for those triple figures, the Illawarra Hawks. The lead is up to 28.
Just quietly, Luke Rosendale. Has he missed?
What is his percentage?
When he's checked into the game, he's just knocked down everything. They're looking for the 100. They're looking for the century.
It's one of one.
Raise the bat.
And Buwali Bales brings up the ton for Illawarra. It's been a sweet old trip to Gippsland. Rosendale to finish. That won't go. And the Hawks crack the ton for the second week in a row. After beating the Wildcats by 18 last week, it's a 28-point thumping of the South East Melbourne Phoenix, who have lost their 2 games in round 11 by a combined 56 points.
Oh, that's quick math. And again, I expected the Hawks to win this one. Obviously, being undermanned is such a significant piece as Mitch Creek being out, but not by this margin. I know the Hawks look a lot different under Justin Tatum, but I did not expect this kind of performance from the Phoenix. But credit goes to Illawarra. They stuck with it. Phoenix made a run there in the second quarter, at the end of the first and the start of the second, and Illawarra just stuck to their guns, and they had a lot of contributors throughout the entire night. And
I expected a blowout.
It's the Hawks' biggest win since April 2022, and it's the South East Melbourne Phoenix's biggest loss since Thursday.
I was just doing the math. I just didn't see how the Phoenix could score more than 80 points. And I figured the Hawks, with all that depth they have and the way Sam has been playing, the way Gary Clark has been playing, I figured they can at least get to 90.
They look a different team.
He says he was just doing the math as I saw him go 100 minus 72 to see the march just before carry the one.
A little bit of quick subtraction with Damon Lowry. 100 to 72, a massive win to the Illawarra Hawks, and Nerily Meadows has our Footlocker player of the game.
25 points for Tyler Harvey, 22 of those in the first half. What an enormous effort. Back-to-back games beating contenders and 100 points on the board. How do you sum it up?
We're just trying to play the right way. We have a pretty deep team. You see, one half might be me, next half it might be somebody else, and that's the beauty of our team. So we just have to keep grinding, taking it one game at a time, and hopefully getting these results.
You were red hot in that first half. Did you have fun out there?
Anytime you get to play basketball, it's always fun. So I enjoy it when the guys, everybody's flowing, everybody's getting around each other, and that's what you want to see.
And that's what Justin Tatum wants, isn't it? Having fun out there.
That's it. He preaches that every single day. He'll always have a speech, but he'll always end it with just have fun out there. It's a game. We got to enjoy it.
I feel like this one must have been fun for you in front of this real staunch home crowd for the Phoenix, so well done.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
He had plenty of fun, Tyler Harvey. Big win to the Hawks. We'll break it all down next.